It's the battle of the Canadian Prairie provinces in boys and girls basketball at the Western Canada Summer Games in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Live coverage is next, only on Shaw Spotlight. Well, stop me if you've heard this one before. It's Saskatchewan and Alberta for gold at the Western Canada Summer Games, this time on the male side of the draw. Game one of our doubleheader going the way of Alberta. A big win for the Alberta girls squad downing Saskatchewan. Now Saskatchewan looks for a measure of revenge in game two of our doubleheader on Shaw Spotlight. Thanks so much for joining us from Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Simon Hyatt, Blaine Evans with you. Game two, opening tip, just about the easiest opening tip you'll ever see. Won by Topaz Nani, the 6'10", 15-year-old for Team Alberta. Team Alberta in the blue uniforms, heading screen right. Evans kicks outside. Working around, now Nani on the inside, matched up, tough matchup there for Elijah Hastings. First shot of the game, that one no good, dribbling out with it is Hastings for Saskatchewan. Zach Hillis out there with him, number 6, Noah Flamin, 10, Josh Cook, Drayden Hornoy, the starting lineup for the home team, Saskatchewan. First points of the game go for Saskatchewan. Noah Flamin hits for 2. Gave you the Saskatchewan starting lineup for Alberta. Number 3, Joshua Del Rosario. 10, Ryan Evans. 12 is Johnny Brown. 33, Boston Harker. And 35, Topaz Nani. Running take. That one won't go for Saskatchewan's Josh Cook. Saskatchewan and Alberta playing for gold at the Western Canada Summer Games in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Open look, top of the key. Boston Harker, a little bit short on the long shot. Out of bounds, back over to Saskatchewan. Just underway in this one. Thank you for joining us, wherever you happen to be tuning in from. Simon Hyatt, Blaine Evans with you on the call, along with the whole Shaw Spotlight team. Saskatchewan with the early 2-0 lead. Josh Cook controls for Saskatchewan. Now into the hands of Zach Hillis. Hillis going to kick it over. This is Hastings. Back to Hillis. Hillis on the run. Off the glass and in. And then a violation on the inbounds. Another turnover back to Saskatchewan. Nani just kind of stepped over the line trying to inbound it. Again, Nani just turned 15 years old. So you can imagine he might end up in that 7-foot range. He's already pretty close at about 6'10". A little running jumper. That one won't go for Drayden Hornoy. Back comes Alberta looking for their first points. 2 minutes into this one. Ryan Evans on the drive, turns it over, coming away with it. Hornoy, he's going to look to run the floor, cradles the ball, lays it in off the glass. 6-0 Saskatchewan out of the gate.
Good job of protecting that ball right there, getting it up to the rim. On the other end, Elijah Hastings has his hands full trying to defend Nani.
Good defense there, preventing the drive from Alberta's Boston Harker. Saskatchewan on the run in the other direction. Josh Cook, fast break, it draws the contact. He'll head to the free throw line. First foul on either side. Ryan Evans picks it up for Alberta. Quick substitution here. Topaz Nani will check out, replaced by another big, although somewhat dwarfed, surprisingly, even though he's 6'7", Foster Forer. Gives up a couple inches to his teammate Topaz Nani that he just replaced. Cook hits the front end. 7-0 Saskatchewan out of the gate. Game one of this round robin play went the way of Alberta. It was a 20-point victory for Alberta, 94-74. First game of the tournament. Saskatchewan with all the momentum to start this one, although a big answer there for Joshua Del Rosario as he hits for 3. Pulls Alberta within 5. A little bit out of control, ball out of bounds, lost by Noah Flaman. Good defense from Alberta. Ball will stay with Sask. Couple more Alberta substitutions. For Alberta, Tyler Yannick is checked in. Wide open on the outside as everyone from Alberta collapses. The long shot won't drop for Noah Flaman. Up top, Del Rosario thought about the shot. Alberta turns it over. Saskatchewan on the run. Flaman, now Hornoy. Ball kicked out of bounds. Apparently went off the foot of Saskatchewan. Must have touched the Saskatchewan player on its way out. Get another look at it here. Yeah, must have just grazed Hornoy as it went out of bounds. No real argument from Saskatchewan. Nice touch again from the top of the key. Joshua Del Rosario hits.
He's got the hot hand to start this game.
Pulls Alberta back within 2. Cook kicks it outside. Drayden Hornoy a couple of steps in. He puts up the long jumper. That'll drop. Saskatchewan spreading the scoring around. 5 different players have scored. Shot for Dre Wahlberger just grazes the side of the rim. Cook with 4 points to lead the way for Saskatchewan. Nice touch here, getting the friendly bounce. Noah Flaman's up to 4 points for Saskatchewan. Might get a delay of game warning here. Officials going to get together and talk things over. Ball ended up rolling far away. Will go, it appears as a delay of game warning against Alberta. Now ready to go, Saskatchewan doubling up Alberta early going. 5:56 to go, first quarter. 12-6 our score. Alberta with the ball. Del Rosario, he's got all 6 Alberta points. Now 3 points for Dre Wahlberger. He hits from outside. Back comes Saskatchewan. Little jumper there. Good look. Won't drop for Thomas Barkman. Del Rosario looks down the floor. Now he decides he's just going to spot up. His first miss from outside. Flaman comes away with it on the run, Saskatchewan. On the outside, Josh Cook's going to put up the 3-pointer. That hits the side of the rim. Del Rosario comes away with it. Takes it underneath. Don't know if he'll be able to find the angle from there. Got off a good shot, all things considered. And then an Alberta foul underneath on the Saskatchewan rebound. Foul going to be called on Foster Forer. Timeout going to be called by Alberta. Saskatchewan came out of the gate quickly. Alberta answered a trio of 3-pointers, 2 3-pointers for Josh Del Rosario. Dre Wahlberger hit from outside as well. Saskatchewan so far doing everything on the inside. Josh Cook, Noah Flaman, 4 points apiece in the Alberta timeout. Again, if you weren't with us for game 1 of our doubleheader today, 80-48 was the final score. Congratulations once again to the Team Alberta female squad as they came into Swift Current, Saskatchewan and won gold, beating Saskatchewan after losing to them in game 1 of their round robin play, 64-56. They came away with a 32-point win, and that was a game really Alberta kind of dominated from beginning to end.
They did, yes. It was pretty lopsided this morning. Of course, it didn't help that Saskatchewan lost their best player, their captain, Maddie Seda.
Yeah, she went out with an ankle injury in the first quarter and
just sort of seemed to let the air out of their sails.
Yeah. No, you are right, Blaine. Back to live action in this one. Saskatchewan on the drive. Elijah Hastings' first points of the game. Halfway home, first quarter of play from Swift Current. too many steps. Called for the walk is Ty Hawk. Substitution for Saskatchewan. First shift of the game for Ivan He. Ivan, 6'2", 16-year-old, wearing number 7. He replaces Elijah Hastings. Barkman controls for Saskatchewan, gets it into the hands of Drayden Hornoy. Hornoy fakes left, goes right, spins his way through, and then tries to pass over for Thomas Barkman. That pass a little bit off the mark, out of bounds, back to Alberta. 5-point Saskatchewan lead, wide open path to the hoop, unable to finish it, unable to get the second one to drop is Dre Wahlberger, and then finally a whistle underneath. You can see the frustration for Wahlberger. He had a couple of real good looks at it. That first one was pretty much a gimme. Although, as we've learned, there's no such thing in basketball. Another substitution for Saskatchewan. Dylan Bone wearing number 8 for Saskatchewan, places Drayden Hornoy. Good play there to save it by Tyler Yannick from Alberta. Picking up the dribble up top, Wahlberger. Now looking to drive. Del Rosario's got the path and makes no mistake.
Nice touch.
This is He. Now on the drive, Noah Flamin. Good defense from Alberta. Ball will stay with Saskatchewan following the blocked shot. Another look at it here. Up into the air, a little bit of contact, but pretty good defense it looked like from Ty Hawk. Ball stays with Saskatchewan, 4:08 to go first quarter. This is Flamin looking to drive. He goes off the glass just a little strong. So back comes Alberta on the run, a little bit of contact. I think it was actually a couple of Alberta players that collided there. As Ty Hawk couldn't finish, Alberta a second chance at. They come up with the loose ball. Faking the shot is Wahlberger. He dishes, nice touch off the glass, Tyler Yannick. 1-point game, 3:42 to go first quarter. Ivan He, running take. He gets it to go off the glass. He's first points. Back to a 3-point Saskatchewan lead. Near side, this is Hawk. He'll pick it up. Shaw Blaisdell now. He looks to drive. He gets it to drop. Gotta like any kid who picks as a nickname Shaw. We're a big Shaw Blaisdell fan here. Saskatchewan now looking to attack. Noah Flamin gets the lay-in. He's got 6 points here in the first quarter. Teams trading baskets back and forth. Back up to a 3-point Sask lead. Almost losing it out of bounds was Shaw Blaisdell. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Blaisdell up top trying to muscle his way in. Good defense getting a hand on that one. Zach Olson. Going to be a kick ball. Ball will stay with Alberta. They'll just have 3 seconds on the shot clock to work with. Substitutions on both sides. For Saskatchewan, Zach Hillis, Drayden Hornoy in. For Alberta, Ryan Evans and Boston Harker back in. Check it, I should correct myself, of course, with the kick ball, the shot clock resets to 14. Blaisdell up top, thinks about the shot, then puts it up a little bit long, way up to grab the rebound, Ivan He. Saskatchewan will push, this is Bowen. He snaps it over for He. Long 2 for Zach Olson, that one a little too long. Evans. Now a couple of steps inside. Jumper no good for Ty Hawk. We'll get a foul called, looks like against Alberta. Foul will go against Boston Harker from Alberta. Get another look at it here. Must have just pushed off just enough to pick up his first foul of the game. 13 foul for Alberta. Saskatchewan just 1 in the early going. Long 3 from the top of the key. That one won't go for Drayden Hornoy. Back comes Alberta, down 3. Saskatchewan has led throughout, but Alberta has been close throughout as well. On the drive, Shaw Blaisdell. He'll head to the free throw line. What do you think the odds are we could talk Shaw Blaisdell into changing his middle name to Spotlight?
I want to know.
Great advertising.
I want to know, is Shaw something he just came up with for this tournament, or is this?
And I don't know that story. Unfortunately, I can't fill in the details. I feel like he's just a big supporter of our fine products that we offer here at Shaw, as well as our coverage on Shaw Spotlight. Comes up short on the first free throw. Second one will drop. That gives him 3 points in the early going. Pulls Alberta back within 2. 1:52 to go, first quarter in this gold medal game. Working his way up the court, Zach Hillis. A little bit of contact. Ball out of bounds. Will stay with Saskatchewan as Hillis gets it into the front court. .18 on the shot clock. 1:46 to go, first quarter. Hillis into the hands of Hornoy. Back to Hillis. Thinks about the shot. And Hornoy once again exchange. Long take. That one off the mark for Dylan Bowen. Alberta comes away with it. On the run, Ty Hawk getting stuck a little bit too much underneath. So Hawk on the run gets it to drop. Pardon me, that's Ryan Evans with the lay-in. Evans' first points of the morning. Technically afternoon, I've been reminded now by the truck. That is correct. It started in the morning. It's got me all mixed up. Hillis, little jumper, no good. Alberta, chance to get their first lead of the game after tying it up at 18. Blaisdell over to Evans. Open look. Harker long on that attempt. Olsen ahead for Bowen. Nice running take.
Nice touch.
Dylan Bowen gets it to drop his first points. Saskatchewan back to a 2-point lead. Just over 30 seconds to go, first quarter. Would have been a little bit of a shuffle there. Shaw Blaisdell's shot gets blocked. Drayden Hornoy getting a hand on it. Ball will stay with Alberta, out of bounds. Substitutions for Saskatchewan. Elijah Hastings, Noah Flaman back in. Ivan He, Zach Hillis will come out. Get another look at the big block. Hornoy coming flying in to disrupt the shot. Topaz Nani is checked back into the game for Alberta. Harkin shot off the mark. So Hornoy will push in the other direction. He wants to take it all the way himself. Goes to the left hand, can't get it to go. Good effort there to get in and try and knock it away by Noah Flaman, but Alberta comes away with it. Down to 7 seconds to go, first quarter. Shot clock is off, a chance to tie or take the lead heading into the second quarter. Offensive foul! So now it's 2.4 seconds for Saskatchewan to try and dial something up. Chance to pad their 2-point lead heading into the second quarter. It will be Noah Flaman, the running take from the half court. Count it for 3! Contested from half court. Noah Flaman drains it.
Big shot to end the first quarter.
Big reaction from the crowd as well. Another look at it. Knew exactly how much time he has. Heaves it from half court. And with that, Saskatchewan, the lead at the half. We'll take a break. You are watching live gold medal coverage from the Western Canada Summer Games in Swift Current on Shaw Spotlight. Is our score after 10 minutes of play. We'll get another look at how the first quarter of play ended, and man, oh man, doesn't get much better than this. Noah Flaman, the dream shot from half court as the buzzer sounds. Basically no time at all left on the clock, giving Team Saskatchewan the 5-point lead as we head into the second quarter play. Saskatchewan will also start off the second quarter with the ball. Simon Hyatt, Blaine Evans with you this afternoon from Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Turnover here by Saskatchewan. Alberta goes on the run. Evans slowing things down a little bit. Dre Wahlberger up top. This would be a long three. That one gets front of the rim. Bounces. Saskatchewan comes away. Flaman, the guy who hit that half-court shot as the buzzer sounded, looking to drive, goes down hard. Good defense by Alberta. They push in the other direction. Evans, though, Wahlberger losing it out of bounds. Wahlberger, a couple of mistakes here. He had that one play earlier in the game where he had a couple of pretty wide open looks underneath that he couldn't finish. And here he just kind of lost the handle.
Yeah, he had his hand on it. He just couldn't corral it.
So Saskatchewan up 5, controls. Tight game. Zach Olsen, nice take and one!
He means business right there, taking it to the glass.
First points of the game for Zach Olsen. Increases the Saskatchewan lead to 7, 25-18 our score. Just about a minute into the second quarter of play. Olsen unable to complete the three-point play, so remains 25-18. Brown controls. Now Harker. Back to Brown. Brown through. Down to the ground goes Elijah Hastings. Brown can't finish. Another pretty decent look at it for Alberta that they're just not able to complete. This is Josh Cook. Cook gets it knocked away, but gets it right back. Harker had gotten a hand on it, now out of bounds, back over to Alberta. Substitution for Alberta, back into the game, Foster Forer. He'll send Johnny Brown to the bench, so Alberta will get a little bit bigger. Josh Del Rosario back in. He got off to a great start in this one, replacing Dre Wahlberger. Del Rosario got Alberta onto the scoreboard with back-to-back threes early going in this one. Alberta squad down 7, running jumper. That one comes up short. Shooting woes continue for Alberta as Harker's shot won't drop. Hastings waits, gonna try and kick it outside. Good defensive positioning there by Alberta. Now on the run, it's Harker. He'll pull back out. Del Rosario thinks about the shot. Now he'll look to attack, goes to the right. Nice take, and one. Del Rosario off to a hot start in this one. He's up to 10 points already, and a chance to make it 11 as he heads to the free throw line. Substitution for Saskatchewan. Zach Hillis back in, Zach Olsen out. So one Zach replaces the other as Del Rosario heads to the free throw line, no good. So remains a 5-point game. Bowen there for the rebound for Saskatchewan. This is Flaman. He looks to go cross court. Not sure who that one was intended for as it just goes sailing out of bounds back over to Alberta. Del Rosario controls. He gets up into the air. Last second decision. Kicks it to the corner underneath. Good angle on it for Ty Hawk. Just unable to get it to drop. Cook looks up top. Dylan Bowen off the mark for 3. Just over 7.5 to go. Second quarter from Swift Current. Harker. He looks to attack, goes off the glass, gets the friendly roll. First points of the afternoon for Boston Harker. Harker, 6'2", 16-year-old. Cook looks to spot up for the jumper on the other end. That one won't go for Saskatchewan. Chance to tie here for Alberta if they can hit a 3. They've got a few players who can shoot those, including Ryan Evans. He drives instead. Del Rosario now spot up. This would be for 2. Del Rosario makes it a 1-point game. He's up to 12. Little half-court trap action for Alberta. Saskatchewan not quite able to fight their way through it as coming up with the steal. Ryan Evans, 1-point Alberta lead. A little bit of momentum for Team Alberta. They're fired up as they head over to the bench. First lead of the game.
Sorry, Simon. The aggressive defense there really paying off for Alberta. and they turn it into the first lead of the game.
Get another look at it here. Coming up with the loose ball was Ryan Evans. Boston Harker there to finish it. And after Saskatchewan led for most of the way for the first 13 minutes plus in this one, it's Alberta with a 1-point lead in Swift Current. Lots of fun in Swift Current. Talked about it in the first game. Unfortunately, some of that fun got somewhat derailed yesterday by some rain, but a beautiful day today in Swift Current as the organizers look to get back on schedule. Two different phases of sports happening here in Swift Current, as is always the case at the Western Canada Summer Games. So here in the first phase, we've got soccer, canoe kayak, beach volleyball, cycling, soccer, softball, swimming, and of course basketball. And then Wednesday, the second phase will get going with the best sport in the world, baseball, along with some tennis, indoor volleyball, rowing, diving, triathlon, athletics, golf, and wrestling, and a Saskatchewan turnover right out of the gate. Well, talk about momentum swings. Alberta's got it all in their favor here. 1-point lead, get the ball back, chance to add to it. Almost losing it there, getting it back is Tyler Yannick. Ty Hawk on the drive, gets up into the air. 3-point Alberta lead. Pressure from Alberta. Saskatchewan has numbers in the other direction. Now everybody into the play. This is Hastings. Hill is now far side, finds a cutting Noah Flaman. Flaman trying to turn around, create the opening, can't get it to go. Well rebounded by Zach Hill. Saskatchewan resets, and then a little bit too much on that pass. Elijah Hastings was looking for Noah Flaman. It goes sailing out of bounds. So Alberta the 3-point lead and the ball. Just over 6 to go, second quarter. Del Rosario running float shot. That just gets the front of the rim. Hastings up top, now Flaman. Hastings on the outside. Back to Flaman. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Hillis. Flaman cuts his way through, can't really find the angle as the shot's well off the mark. Harker to Del Rosario. Del Rosario, that's for 2. The lead for Alberta, 5. Their largest of the game, 5:20 to go, second quarter. Simon Hyatt, Blaine Evans with you from Swift Current. Nice jumper on the other end. Drayden Hornoy hits. Del Rosario now to the corner. Other side. Looks like contact away from the ball. Maybe going to get Elijah Hastings for the foul. Substitutions will come in on both sides. It'll be Dylan Bowen, Ivan He in for Saskatchewan. For Alberta, Shaw Blaisdell. Ryan Evans, ball will stay with Alberta, knocked out by Drayden Hornoy. 13 on the shot clock, 4:56 to go, second quarter. Alberta on a nice little run here, and great little inbounds pass as Tyler Yannick there to finish it off. Gives Alberta the 6-point lead. Cook controls. Now Hornoy for the long 3. That one rims out.
Alberta's got all the momentum right now.
Absolutely. Del Rosario will pick it up. Yannick gets into the key, now kicks it out to Ryan Evans. Evans going to snap it back up top for Blaisdell. That one no good. Long pass ahead. Unable to control it enough was Dylan Bowen, so back comes Alberta. And they just give it right back to Saskatchewan as Hillis picks it off. Cook back into the hands of Hillis. He'll pick it up. Back up top for Cook. He looks to drive, goes high off the glass, didn't really have the angle. Good defense there from Tyler Yannick, disrupting that shot just enough. Del Rosario marked by Cook. Under 4 to go, second quarter. Ryan Evans to Del Rosario, three-pointer no good. Coming crashing in, Ryan Evans. 8-point Alberta lead. As they pull away here a little bit. Time getting short in first half, under 3.5 to go second quarter. Ivan He, far corner, back up top for Hornoy. Dylan Bowen looking to drive, a little bit of body there from Foster Ford. He's going to be called for the foul. That'll send Dylan Bowen to the free throw line. Substitutions on both sides. For Saskatchewan, Noah Flamen, Zach Olsen back in. For Alberta, Dre Wahlberger, Boston Harker, Topaz Nani. To the free throw line, Dylan Bowen, first free throw attempt, well off the mark. So remains an 8-point game, 3:17 to go second quarter in this gold medal final. Neither free throw attempt, Saskatchewan not lined up for that second free throw, so Alberta will calmly head in the other direction. Evans is going to put it up. Foul. Looks like they're going to get Saskatchewan on that one to send Ryan Evans to the free throw line. Dylan Bowen called for it. Long on the first attempt is Evans. First quarter all about Saskatchewan, second quarter all about Alberta. Has to make it a 9-point lead here, and Evans does so. He's got 5 on the day. Flamen ahead for He. Long three, that one comes up short for Dylan Bowen. Well contested by Alberta. Parker controls. This is Dre Wahlberger, the long three. That one short. Up to grab the rebound, Dylan Bowen ahead for Flamen. He'll pick it up, back into the hands of Bowen. He tries to kick it to the corner at the last second, and then contact at midcourt. Down hard goes Ryan Evans, and Flamen going to be called for the foul. You can see that Alberta wants the open court foul, and I think we're going to talk about that, and it will be that. So with that, it'll be shot and possession for Saskatchewan. Or pardon me, for Alberta. So Evans to the free throw line. Will be Alberta ball. Gives Alberta the first double-digit lead of this game on either side. One for two for Ryan Evans, who's now up to 6 points. And as we mentioned, with that open court foul against Saskatchewan, Alberta will hang on to the ball. Parker trying to find the opening. It's outside for Evans. Evans stumbles. Looked like he might have just kind of tripped a little bit. Will be a foul going against Saskatchewan. Once again, back to the free throw line goes Ryan Evans. First of the game against Zach Olsen of Saskatchewan. Alberta now into the bonus. Evans hits the front end. Gives Alberta the 11-point lead, pardon me. 2:31 to go before the half. Good on both is Evans. Ivan He out for Saskatchewan. Placing him Elijah Hastings, number 4. Hastings, 6 foot, 16-year-old. More pressure from Alberta. Up ahead for Hornoy. He tries the bounce pass to the far corner. Just too much distance on that one. It's picked off by Alberta. Walk just shuffling his feet before he got the dribble down was Dre Wahlberger. Substitutions once again for Alberta. Ty Hawk back into the game. First we'll get a timeout, 39-27. Nice run here by Alberta. Saskatchewan came out of the gate on fire, but Alberta playing some great basketball here, especially in the second quarter. Told you this is a rematch of the bronze medal game from 2015, a game that Saskatchewan won to claim bronze. 67-58 was the final score in that one 4 years ago. So Alberta with a chance at some revenge and a chance to make it a clean sweep for the Alberta teams, as girls team won the gold medal game in the first game of our doubleheader earlier today.
Yeah, and they've really managed to turn this game around quickly. It came out early on, it was all Saskatchewan in the beginning, and now Alberta's sitting fairly comfortable with a 12-point lead.
And you may be asking, if you're not familiar with the Western Canada Summer Games, if it's the Western Games, where's British Columbia? Well, this is the first year that British Columbia not involved in the Western Canada Summer Games. They decided to withdraw their team back in 2016, citing fiscal constraints and the return on investment by funding a provincial team to these games. So BC, the all-time leader in medals, but not participating. Participating well for Saskatchewan, Noah Flaman, he spins his way through. He's got 8 points on the day. Looking for the answer on the other side. Hawk can't hit. Offensive board for Alberta. This would be a long three for Boston Harker. That one no good. Saskatchewan will just let it go out of bounds. They're back within 10. Time getting short in the first half. Stay tuned. We will have profile on Team Saskatchewan coming up as part of our halftime coverage, as well as a special interview. Is Saskatchewan's ball. 1:53 to go. Bit of a issue with the clock on that last possession. Now it looks like they've got it right. The discussion between the Saskatchewan bench and the officials. Now the officials will get together as head coach Will Rettle up and barking at the refs. We're a long ways away from the floor, so I can't tell exactly what the issue is here. Whatever it is, they appear to have it sorted out. 1:53 on the clock. Saskatchewan down 10 with the ball. And losing it out of bounds is Elijah Hastings. He and Flaman once again have a little bit of miscommunication. Trying to fight through the Alberta pressure. Harker will pick up the dribble. Wahlberger now. Good defense here, getting in there to knock it away. Dryden Hornoy. Could have been a foul there perhaps against Saskatchewan's Zach Olsen. Down to 5 on the shot clock, trying to spin his way through. That one won't go for Dre Wahlberger. Ahead for Bowen. Long three, well contested again by Alberta. That one knocked away from behind. Good Saskatchewan defense. That was Hornoy getting in there to knock it away. His team comes back, thinking about the shot. Hastings, now he looks to drive, goes high off the glass. Elijah Hastings gets it to go. Under a minute to go, single-digit deficit for Saskatchewan. First time that's been the case in quite some time. Down 8, halftime looming. Evans on the outside, now looking to drive. Ty Hawk all the way in. He can't find the angle. Second chance for Alberta. That one no good for Foster Forer, and we'll get an Alberta foul underneath. Another look at it here. Good defense by Saskatchewan there, getting the position and then not allowing the second chance. And on the other end, unable to finish with Zach Olsen. So back comes Alberta. About a 3-second difference between shot and game clock. Time getting short second quarter. Wahlberger hands off for Harker. Harker looking to drive. Off balance shot. That one no good. He goes down to the ground and draws the foul. Harker will head to the free throw line. Harker, 6'2", 16-year-old from Team Alberta. Interesting thing for this Team Alberta squad. They've only really been together for the last 3 weeks or so, which stands in stark contrast to Saskatchewan. We'll learn a little bit about the amount of time they've been able to spend preparing for these games, which has been a good chunk of the last year. But yeah, this Team Alberta squad really only been together for the last 3 weeks or so after being named last spring. But talk to assistant coach Ken King, really pleased with the way they've come together and formed some great team chemistry in such a short period of time. Second free throw won't drop either. So back comes Saskatchewan. We'll get a foul at mid-court. I think we'll probably get Ryan Evans. 9.9 to go. Late substitution. Evans will check out. Del Rosario back in. Saskatchewan not in the bonus. So they'll have to hit from the floor if they want to get something going. Now a whistle here. Again, another issue at the scorer's table is the clock did not start on the inbound. Remained at 9.9 seconds as action got going. So they'll just restart it, 9.9 again. Inbounds into the hands of Hastings. Hastings over to the corner for Zach Olson. Back up top. Noah Flaman, nice touch. Flaman up to 10 points. Looked like a whistle there. No, they're just gonna say it is halftime. And so after a second quarter of play that saw Alberta establish a large lead, Saskatchewan has to feel pretty good about things as they're only down 6 heading into the locker room play.
Yeah, they managed to claw back here late in the second quarter and now head into the third quarter with a fighting chance here.
Saskatchewan down 6 after one half of play from Swift Current. Told you about this Team Saskatchewan squad, the way they've come together and gotten ready for this game. Now let's take a little bit of a deeper dive and take a look at Team Saskatchewan.
In all likelihood, hockey will always be king in Canada when it comes to fan support and participation. And while ground has been gained by sports like soccer and lacrosse, this is probably the one that has closed the gap the most rapidly in recent years. And that's as true in the middle of the Canadian prairies as it is in the middle of Toronto. It's been in many ways a perfect storm for Canadian hoops of late. From the Raptors winning the NBA title to the explosion of Canadian talent at the college and professional levels, hoop dreams are being ignited from coast to coast to coast.
For sure, like guys like RJ Barrett and just seeing the Raptors win, it was a crazy experience. It was really made me want to play the game more and work harder to develop my game.
And if you think it's just the modern game that has had an impact, these young Team Saskatchewan players are also keenly aware of the historical association between this game and this country.
It's very motivating since, like, as we know too, basketball was invented by Canadians, so it's awesome to see it.
Head coach Will Reddle believes the inclusivity of basketball makes it in many ways the perfect Canadian sport.
It's just such an accessible sport, and it comes with all the nationalities we have in our country, and it's just one of those ones where you don't even need shoes. You can just go grab a ball and you find a hoop and you play with your buddies, and it doesn't cost an arm and a leg for many kids to play, and you can just go have fun.
And that diversity is well reflected on the Team Saskatchewan roster at the Western Canada Summer Games. Not only are there a wide range of backgrounds represented, the players also come from all corners of the province, not just the typical hotbeds of Saskatoon and Regina.
Well, I haven't really played Team Sask before, but this experience, it's good. Coming from a smaller town, it's good to meet some new guys, new players.
It's a tough task preparing for these games, as none of the coaches really know exactly what the other provinces and territories will be featuring on their rosters. So the coaching staff's approach has been to just have the team as prepared as possible.
These kids are doing skill development and stuff in the fall, and then we start tryouts most of the time in January, make the team in April. So I'd say in comparison to other provinces, we spend a lot more time with the kids, and I think that goes a long way for the kids knowing what expectations are.
Most of us known each other from other teams as well, and so yeah, we just get along really good.
Well, we spend a lot of time outside the court, besides practices. Well, we go to each other's houses, we spend time in the evenings together, so we get a lot of, I guess, bonding, you could say, together as a team.
It's a lot of fun. I meet a bunch of new people that I've never really met before in my life. We're a great team. We like to laugh, have fun. We go through a lot of tough times, but it's still fun being part of this team.
And if the Saskatchewan squad was feeling any extra pressure as the home team at the Western Games in Swift Current, they weren't letting it show.
I think it's more exciting, makes me more comfortable playing in my own province and having some fans for us, a little extra fans for us. It's good for us.
I think it's more fun, really. Like it's nice, a little less travel. Like you don't have to hop on a plane and go somewhere. But I wouldn't say there's a super high expectation because it's the unknown. You don't really know what team Alberta or Manitoba or the Yukon or territories are going to roll out. You just kind of show up and hopefully you don't beat yourself.
And with the explosive growth of the game in Canada, playing at the Western Games may only be the beginning for these young players. If they needed any extra inspiration on this day of training camp, they only had to look over at the adjacent court, where members of Saskatoon's professional team, the Saskatchewan Rattlers, were demonstrating where the game can take a player.
I've really committed myself to the sport. I watched a lot of NBA players, especially the Toronto Raptors winning. That's great for our country, Not many wins for us in the NBA, but it's great, And I really just want to keep on playing. Maybe make a career out of this sport, but it's just great to play and have fun.
And our thanks to head coach Will Reddle and the guys from Team Saskatchewan for taking some time to talk with us last week. Simon Hyatt back with you at the half. 39-33 is our score. Team Alberta with the 6-point lead in the gold medal game on the male side of the basketball draw. Very happy now to be joined by Mark Benish, co-chair of these games. Mark, first of all, just in general terms, how busy is this chunk of time for you? I mean, so many sports going on, so many things to look after. What has this been like for you?
It's been a great 5 days now, but 10 days. Very busy, but there are a lot more people who are busier than I that are carrying this games. We have people in so many different venue areas, and so they're doing a fantastic job of really trying to make it a great experience for our kids and athletes, the spectators, and our volunteers as well.
Let's talk a little bit about those volunteers. I mean, we're from Saskatoon, which they call the city of volunteers, but I think it's really true throughout the province of Saskatchewan. Whenever there's a big event, especially a sporting event, people really want to step up and be involved. How many people do you have volunteering, and talk about the effort that they've been putting in over the first few days here?
Well, they've been fantastic. We have over 1,700 volunteers registered, but we also have large groups that are here for our setups, and so we're probably over 2,000. And we're a city of 18,000 through the Southwest, so I think we'd battle for that name.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's what Saskatchewan's about, and I think they have stepped up in every way. Whenever we're short, picking up shifts, they have just pulled together to do all they can to, again, make it the best experience.
And really, one of the fun things about it, as we've been here the last couple of days, is just the way the spirit of the games has permeated the entire city everywhere you go, especially if you're wearing one of these lanyards. Man, people want to talk to you about the games, ask you how your experience has been, how you're enjoying Swift Current. I think that's great, especially the last few games that have been held in smaller centers like Swift Current. It's a big enough city that it has the facilities and the people that it can host these things. But man, when an event comes to a place like Swift Current, it kind of just takes over the whole city.
Well, and that's the benefit of coming to a smaller, because we all are in. We're all part of this. Our slogan was get in the game, and everybody has. And so I think the whole community knows it's here. They have an active involvement, and they're just supportive in every way, and are going out of the way, hopefully, to make everybody's experience a good one.
Yeah, it's been fantastic so far. Everybody's been so kind and so supportive of our efforts here as we're in town airing these basketball games. One of the things that's not so great, yesterday you had to deal with a lot of rain, which I know isn't what you're hoping for, but you have to deal with it when you have outdoor events like that. Give us an idea of how that's affected the games overall. Have there been cancellations, or are things just kind of being postponed? How does it look at this point schedule-wise?
Well, most of our events went on. Beach volleyball, soccer, all our indoor ones went on, and so without a hitch, and they persevered and managed the weather. We did have a cancellation in our mountain bike circumstance, and so that's been delayed till today. And because of the dirt track, some of that's been altered.
Sure.
So they are running the race, and it did preempt a couple other things. Softball was delayed, but it didn't affect standings, so we could go right into the medal round and have games today. So in the end, the weather was maybe made for a not as enjoyable circumstance, but things persevered.
And one of the great things when you talk about beach volleyball, the mountain bike course, these are things that were built specifically for the games, but these will be legacies for Swift Current. People will be able to enjoy those facilities specifically for years to come because of the games.
Positively. That's the infrastructure piece that we invested heavily in to make sure that we could host and have the proper venues. So that legacy is key, but the greater legacy is just the impact it's going to have on our volunteers.
Sure.
There's some camaraderie being built, and the legacy for our future athletes who have been a part to be able to watch, and I think they are dreaming of their time.
Great experience for everyone involved, including us here at Shaw Spotlight. Mark, thank you so much for welcoming us here and also taking some time to chat with us here at the half.
It's been our pleasure.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with second half action after this. You're watching live championship basketball from the Western Canada Summer Games on Shaw Spotlight. At the half, our score 39-33, Team Alberta with the 6-point lead over the home team. Saskatchewan, an entertaining first half as we get a look at some of the highlights from the first half of action heading in to the third quarter play. Saskatchewan got out of the gate in a hurry, but then it was Del Rosario hitting a couple of big three-pointers to pull Alberta back into things. And the teams kind of traded baskets throughout the later stages of the first quarter. Nice running take there for Saskatchewan's Dylan Bowen. And there was the buzzer beater at the end of the first quarter. The shot that players dream of. Noah Flaman nailing it as the buzzer sounds. Gave Saskatchewan the 5-point lead heading into the second quarter. Second quarter, though, really kind of dominated by Alberta, Blaine.
Yes, they were able to claw back and then build a 12-point lead at one point. Head into the half with a 6-point lead.
Just about ready to start things here in the third quarter of play from Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Our thanks once again to Mark Benish for spending a few minutes chatting with us at the half. Simon Hyatt, Blaine Evans with you underway third quarter. A steal for Saskatchewan out of the gate. That's the way they want to start the third quarter. They find themselves down 6. Noah Flaman leading the way for Saskatchewan. He's got 10 points in the game. Shot out of the gate. Elijah Hastings, no good. Offensive board for Zach Hillis. He's going to put up the long shot. That one no good. Topaz Nani gets up to grab the board for Alberta as they'll push in the other direction on the run. That one rolls around, won't drop. Josh Cook comes away with the loose ball. He bounces it ahead into the hands of Elijah Hastings. Hastings back up top for Cook. Couple of dribbles for him. Now he'll pick it up. Back up top for Zach Hillis. Now towards the corner, Drayden Hornoy looking to drive, loses the handle. Alberta comes away with it. This is Ty Hawk all the way through, just can't finish. Alberta keeps it alive. This is Joshua Del Rosario, leading scorer for Alberta in the first half. He had 14. First one won't drop for Tyler Yannick. Second one will. He's got 6. Alberta lead is 8. Just underway, third quarter of play on Shaw Spotlight. Josh Cook's three-pointer rims out for Saskatchewan. Back comes Alberta, up 8. Del Rosario going to spot up. He's left wide open for that three-pointer. Can't hit. Cook ahead for Hillis. Now back into the hands of Flaman. A little miscommunication there between Flaman and Hornoy. Hornoy able to grab it eventually. He's going to put up the short jumper. That one no good. Alberta comes away with a loose ball on the run. This is Ty Hawk. He'll slow down, let his teammates rejoin him. This is Boston Harker. He's going to work his way in. Draws contact. We get early substitutions on both sides. We get another look at the foul. Dryden Hornoy, the guilty party for Saskatchewan. Yeah, Dylan Bowen back in for Alberta. Johnny Brown, early substitutions on both sides. Josh Cook out for Saskatchewan. Topaz Nani for Alberta. 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter play. Alberta with the lead and the with the 8-point lead and the ball make it a 10-point lead. Del Rosario, a nice touch. He's up to 16 on the game. Leading scorer on both sides, gives Alberta the double-digit lead, back to a single-digit lead. Nice feed there as Elijah Hastings hits Dylan Bowen. Del Rosario looking for the answer on the other side. He can't get it, but right there to clean it up, Tyler Yannick. Lead back to 10, and then another turnover. Yannick picks that one off, lands in his lap. He'll head in the other direction. Harker looking to drive, carves his way through nicely, just didn't end up with a great angle on the shot. Saskatchewan almost gave it right back. Keep it alive, this is Hillis. Hillis up into the air, off the glass and in. 4 points on the game for Zach Hillis. Saskatchewan back within 8. Certainly a manageable deficit at this point. Long look for Johnny Brown, that one off the mark, able to track down the loose ball on his own miss. Long take, that one well off the mark as well for Harker. Battle for the loose ball. Gonna get a foul against Saskatchewan. Looks like it's gonna be Zach Hillis called for it, battling for the loose ball. Bit of a tough call here against Hillis. Looked like a decent battle. Second of the game on Hillis. He's gonna check out. Replaced by Zach Olson. Harker back out for Hawk. Now this is Wahlberger on the outside. He looks to push his way in. Harker, the open look for 3. He hits! Harker with 7 points. 11-point Alberta lead. 6:17 to go. Nice drive all the way through. Noah Flaman gets it to drop. He's got 12. Del Rosario. Now Brown. Little jump. That one won't go for Yannick. Saskatchewan down 9 with the ball. Too many steps. Took the step before the dribble, did Dryden Hornoy. Back over to Alberta. They'll change up the lineup. Ty Hawk back in. Tyler Yannick to the bench. Lead 9 for Alberta, under 6 to go, third quarter in this gold medal final at the Western Canada Summer Games from Swift Current. Spotting up for the jumper, good look at it for Harker, just a little strong. Bowen, now Hornoy. Hastings now working his way through, shot blocked, good defense by Alberta, and a technical foul. So the technical foul called against Alberta. I couldn't see exactly what happened. It came after that blocked shot by Boston Harker. Don't know if we can get a look at it, but he must have said something following that blocked shot. And the official right on it, teeing up Alberta. Following the free throw, which is made by Saskatchewan. It will be Dryden Hornoy hitting. Pulls his team back within 8, trying to make it 11 is Del Rosario, and he does. He's up to 19. Nice touch from outside. Dylan Bowen for 3.
Good response by Saskatchewan here. They needed that 3.
That's big. Ball will stay with Saskatchewan, out of bounds. As we hit the midpoint here in the third quarter. Alberta has led since early going second quarter. Saskatchewan took a 5-point lead into the second. Alberta really stepped up their game, playing a lot of pressure, just as they do here. Wilson able to grab that one, prevent it from going out of bounds. Bowen up top, finds his cutting teammate, unable to get the rolls, Noah Flaman. Remains a 7-point game, 4:35 to go. Del Rosario loving that spot. He's up to 22 in the game. Looking for the answer, nice drive on the other end, Drayden Hornoy. Hornoy now up to 7. Saskatchewan might want to get a hand out in the face of Del Rosario. He's been hitting the threes all game long. Shot's going to be waved off. It'll be a travel against Alberta. Substitution for Saskatchewan. Zach Hillis back into the game. Coming out for Saskatchewan, Elijah Hastings. This is Hornoy, now going cross court. Hillis, he finds Bowen. Hillis once again all the way through, gets it to go. Saskatchewan within 6 now. Open look from the corner for 3, short. Second chance for Alberta, there for the rebound is Brown. Blocking foul called against Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan wanted the offensive foul. Another look at it, you can tell what the crowd thought about it. Yeah, probably a good call. Looked like Flaman's feet were moving. Hornoy going to check out of the game for Saskatchewan. The wing, this is Hawk. Tries to bounce it through to his teammate, Tyler Yannick. Ball went off the foot. I believe the Saskatchewan player will stay with Alberta. 14 on the clock. 6-point Alberta lead. Del Rosario had the hot hand from outside, now a few steps inside the 3-point line. Can't get it to go. Loose ball coming away with it for Saskatchewan is Flaman on the far end. That one won't drop for Bowen. Remains a 6-point game. 3:10 to go. Quick take. Short on the 3-point attempt. Maybe not the best look for Alberta there. Good hustle by Zach Wilson down to the ground to keep it alive. 3 minutes remaining, third quarter. Cook picks up the dribble, trying to find the opening. Good defense by Alberta. They head in the other direction with numbers. Del Rosario wants to take it all the way himself. Can't get it to go. Dribbling out is Flaman. He hits Cook. Now Bowen up top. This is Flaman. Flaman takes it in. Too strong off the glass.
Saskatchewan's had their chances to cut into this lead. They just haven't been able to capitalize.
Good defense once again by Olsen, disrupting the shot by Johnny Brown. Remains a 6-point game. 2:20 to go, third quarter. Scoop, up and in, and one! Noah Flaman!
He's made some big shots today. That's another one right there.
Get another look. Great drive by Noah Flaman. Just kind of cradles it. Didn't really have the angle, but man, tough shot, gets it to go. Makes it a 4-point game. Chance to make it a 3-point deficit here. 2:16 to go, third quarter. Flaman unable to hit, but then knocking the ball away out of bounds. Back over to Alberta. Good hustle by Hastings, getting in there to disrupt things, but it will be Alberta hanging on to it as they hang on to the 4-point lead. With 2:13 to go, third quarter. Nice little dish here there to finish it. Tyler Yannick's up to 10. 2 minutes to go, 6-point Alberta lead. Saskatchewan with the ball on the outside. This is Hornoy. 4-3 short. There's Brown able to eventually corral it. Wahlberger dribbles into some trouble himself. He keeps it alive. This is Ty Hawk, and then there to finish it underneath. Foster Forer. Lead back up to 8 for Alberta. Hillis, now Bowen. Trying to bounce it inside. Good job to keep it alive by Hastings. Saskatchewan will work around on the outside. 3-point attempt short for Dylan Bowen. Lead remains 8, 1:13 to go. Third quarter, down hard goes Zach Hillis. He hops back up for Saskatchewan. Loose ball, collision underneath. Foster Forer. Elijah Hastings getting tangled up. Get another look at it here as Alberta sends in a couple of fresh bodies. Del Rosario and Evans back in as Wahlberger and Yannick head out. 1:07 to go, third quarter. Foul on Saskatchewan's Braden Hornoy. Next foul would put Alberta into the bonus. Bit of a mop-up job being done here on the floor as saw a couple of bodies hit the ground. Now we're ready to go. Del Rosario. That one well read by Elijah Hastings. He looks to run the floor, waits. Shot blocked. Great play by Alberta, but the second chance good. Ty Hawk got the first one, couldn't get the second, and he's got a 6-point game. 50 seconds to go, third quarter. More good defense by Saskatchewan, down to the ground to grab it after the steal. Drayden Hornoy picking up the dribble now. Josh Cook, great hustle again by Saskatchewan. Leads to the long take, well off the mark for Hornoy. 30 to go here in the third quarter. Gold medal final. Del Rosario slowing things down a little bit for Alberta. Takes a look at the clock. 6 seconds difference between shot clock and game clock. Time getting short. Third quarter, Del Rosario kicks it to the corner. Wide open take. That one long for Ty Hawk. A whistle underneath. Looks like we'll get a foul against Saskatchewan. Elijah Hastings called for it. Loose ball foul. Will put Alberta into the bonus. So free throws for Foster Forer. Second of the game from Elijah Hastings. Forer to the free throw line, hits the front end. The lead now 7 for Alberta, 9.4 to go, third quarter. Saskatchewan crowd making a ton of noise here. Way up to grab the rebound. Del Rosario, chance to make it a double-digit lead heading into the locker room, heading into the fourth quarter. We'll get a tie-up, 0.6 seconds showing on the clock. Will be Saskatchewan ball following the tie-up, but not really enough time to make anything happen as they will likely take a 7-point deficit into the fourth quarter. Pretty decent look at it. Man, we had a half-court three-pointer to end the first quarter. Almost had one from longer than that to end the third quarter. Zach Hillis had the line, but he can't hit. So it is a 7-point Alberta lead heading in to the fourth and final quarter play. Gold medal game, Western Canada Summer Games in Swift Current. You're watching a live championship basketball action on Shaw Spotlight. After 3 quarters of play, 58-51, Alberta with the 7-point lead. They've led since early going second quarter, but Saskatchewan hanging around. Alberta comes into this championship game at 4-0. Saskatchewan at 3-1. Their only loss coming to this Alberta squad Looking for some revenge here in the gold medal final, but it is Alberta with the 7-point lead, make it a 9-point lead. That one drops for Dre Wahlberger. Underway, fourth quarter in this championship final. Nice running take. Float shot drops. Noah Flaman up to 16 points. Three-point answer coming on the other side. Dre Wahlberger heating up. Back to a double-digit Alberta lead. Saskatchewan's got the open look for three, and that one's good. Drayden Hornoy starting to rain inside here at Swift Current Composite High School.
Both teams trading shots to start this quarter.
Rare miss here in the early going fourth quarter. Tyler Yannick's shot off the mark, so Saskatchewan comes back down 7, faking the pass, getting it to go, and one, Noah Flaman. So Flaman to the free throw line. We'll get another look. You can see here he fakes the pass. Alberta bought on it just enough, coming over and committing the foul, sending Flaman to the free throw line. Chance to make it a 4-point game just over a minute into this fourth and final quarter of play. Flaman can't get it to go. Loose ball eventually tracked down by Alberta. So remains a 5-point Alberta lead. Simon Hyatt, Blaine Evans, the whole Shaw Spotlight team with you from Swift Current. We'll get a Saskatchewan foul. Looks like they might dial up Zach Olson for it here. He'll be called for the hold. Olsen's second of the game. Del Rosario. Little jumper disrupted maybe a little bit from behind by Elijah Hastings. Saskatchewan on the run. This is Hastings. He receives it from Cook. Long take. Drayden Hornoy for three.
He's feeling it right now. It's his second three in a row. He's heating up.
Hornoy up to 13 unofficially on the game. More importantly, he's brought his Saskatchewan squad back within 2 points in this gold medal final. We should be in for a great finish here. Wahlberger's long shot, no good. Offensive rebound for Alberta, another chance underneath. No mistake on this one as Wahlberger finishes it off. Back to a 4-point Alberta lead as we hit the 8-minute mark. Looking to take it all the way and scooping it up. Can't find the angle. Flaman's shot no good as he crashes out of bounds. Good defense there for Saskatchewan, denying the shot for Ryan Evans. He goes tumbling way out of bounds. Substitutions on both sides. For Saskatchewan, Zach Hillis back into the game. For Alberta, Boston Harker. Remains Alberta ball. 14 on the shot clock. 4-point lead for Alberta. This is Wahlberger on the outside. Hillis out on him. Spins his way through. Hillis gets in there, tries to knock it away. Tough foul call against Zach Hillis. Saskatchewan wanted the travel. You can see head coach Will Reddle up and making the traveling gesture at the official. We'll get another look at it here. See if there were extra steps. You know, I think Wahlberger lost the ball and then the foul was committed. So probably a good no call there on the travel, and the running take will drop Boston Harker. Harker up to 9 points. Lead back to 6 for Alberta. Saskatchewan was within 2. Olsen up into the air now. He's going to be called for the walk. He got up, tried to find someone to pass to, and it's one of those helpless feelings. You get up into the air, you're still holding on to the ball, and you got nothing to do with it. He's called for the walk. Harker controls. He'll look to drive. Good defense by Saskatchewan. Drayden Hornoy blocking it, but Alberta gets it right back. Ryan Evans comes away with it. That looks like an offensive foul, and it is Boston Harker taking the charge. Drayden Hornoy. And another look at the charge. Harker kind of lowering the shoulder. I said it was Hornoy. It's actually Zach Olsen there with the good positioning. Cook back into the game for Saskatchewan. This is Hillis. His team trails by 6, under 7 to go. Good ball movement here by Saskatchewan. Thinking about the shot is Bowen. Bowen kicks it outside. Now Cook works his way through. He gets the floater to drop. The lead is 6 for Alberta with the ball. Brown controls. Wahlberger. Now Harker. Harker looking to drive. Instead he's going to kick it to the corner. Open look for 3. Great touch from the corner, Johnny Brown. Ornoy up into the air. No good. He ends up down on the ground. Good ball movement up ahead for Alberta. Chance at a 3-point play. Johnny Brown.
This game is really ratcheting up a few levels, isn't it, Simon?
Yeah, absolutely. You can feel the intensity. Partisan Saskatchewan crowd here making a ton of noise, but they've seen the deficit grow once again. Saskatchewan had been within 2, now trail by 9. A chance to make it a 10-point game here for Brown. Unable to do so, but coming up with the offensive board going off the glass. That one won't drop for Ty Hawk. Another pickup by Alberta. Kicking it back outside is Evans. Down to 2 seconds on the shot clock. Going to be a heave from well beyond the 3-point line. That one won't go. And then some contact there. We'll get a foul called against Alberta's Ty Hawk. 5:51 to go. The lead 9 for Alberta. The Team Sask chant goes up here at Swift Current High School, Comprehensive High School, I should say. Running take no good for Zach Hillis. His shot partially disrupted. Back comes Alberta. Chance to regain that double-digit lead they enjoyed for a good chunk of the late going of the second quarter, early going third quarter. That one won't go. Ball out of bounds over to Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan substitutions. Elijah Hastings, Zach Olsen back in. Whistle there is Hillis a little bit slow to get back to the bench. The lead 9 for Alberta, 5:20 to go. Olsen fakes the shot. Now he'll put up the little jumper. That one no good. Good move to create the shot for Olsen. Couldn't hit. This is Hawk working his way through. He kicks to the corner. 4-3. Dre Wahlberger drains it. Timeout, Saskatchewan. 12-point Alberta lead, just about halfway home in the fourth quarter. Alberta looking for gold in Swift Current.
That last 3 was a big one.
Yeah.
Just when you think that Saskatchewan might have a chance to really pull even with Alberta, and now that lead is back up to 12, just like that.
Alberta, as we mentioned, came into this game at 4-0 in round robin play. Saskatchewan ended up at 3-1. Manitoba went 2-2 in the round robin. Northwest Territories went 1-3. Their lone win coming against Yukon. Yukon ended up at 0-4. Get a look at some of the hot shooting from Alberta. Dre Wahlberger having a great fourth quarter. Saskatchewan had pulled within 2. The Alberta advantage has grown by 10 since that point, as they are up 12. 5:02 to go before the medals will be handed out. Saskatchewan with the ball, down a dozen. We hit the midway point in the fourth quarter. Hastings hands off. Noah Flaman, he kicks for Cook. Cook, nice little move, leads to the open jumper. Shot well off the mark. Great job by Olsen to fly in there and grab that loose ball. He kicks to Cook. Cook going to be called for the walk. Get another look at the traveling call against Cook. Great hustle to get in there.
Just runs into a wall of Albertans.
Yeah, good defense by Alberta leading to the travel, and it might lead to points for Alberta. And it does on the run, getting it to drop Boston Harker. All of a sudden the lead 14. Hastings can't hit, but will head to the free throw line. Drayden Hornoy going to check back into the game for Saskatchewan. For Alberta, Dre Wahlberger back in. Johnny Brown also back in for Alberta. Friendly bounce on the front end for Elijah Hastings. Hastings now up to 5 points on the game. Second one a little long, no good, but Olsen, man, Zach Olsen's having a great fourth quarter of play. He's kind of been Johnny on the spot. Comes up with the offensive board on the missed free throw. Trying to spin his way through, unable to finish Noah Flaman. Got to hear from Zach Olsen in that story we saw at halftime on Team Saskatchewan. One of those guys from small town Saskatchewan. Nice look from the corner. Del Rosario buries it. He's up to 25 on the game. Vast majority of those coming from outside. Trying to get it to drop Elijah Hastings. Saskatchewan wanted a foul. Ball will be kicked back over to Saskatchewan. They're down 16, 3:41. This one may be starting to slip away from them. Another look at a bit of a scrambly play here. Well, Rosario had it briefly. He ends up kicking it, so good call back over to Saskatchewan. 3:41 to go. Saskatchewan needs some points in a hurry. We've seen their ability to do that in this game, as well as all tournament long. Turnover here, though. Hornoy unable to grab that one. He ends up on the ground. Back over to Alberta with the lead. Up into the air goes Hastings. Nice touch, contested from the corner. Dre Wahlberger buries it. What a sweet touch he has. Saskatchewan ends up turning it back over. Going out of bounds, though, is Alberta. So Saskatchewan will get it back, but now they are down 18.
How many threes for Wahlberger now?
Wahlberger now up to 4 threes in the game. He's got 14 points. Majority of that action coming here in the second half. He's hit a couple of huge ones. Not only big threes, but big contested threes.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been a thorn in Saskatchewan's side here, especially in the fourth quarter.
Nearly a backcourt violation on the inbounds pass for Saskatchewan. Good play by Hornoy to keep it alive. He puts up the shot. No good. And now Alberta can start to sense gold. Long take, that one no good for Wahlberger. Flaman. Now into the hands of Bowen. He looks to drive. Get a foul called against Alberta. Looks like we're gonna get Johnny Brown called for it. I believe that puts Saskatchewan into the bonus.
Yeah.
So it will be free throws for Dylan Bowen. Needs to hit these. Front one no good. Can't miss free throws in this situation with your team down big late. Easy for me to say from up here. Does hit the back end. Gives him 8 points unofficially. 2:46 to go. Alberta able to keep it alive. This is Del Rosario. What a game he's had from outside. Now looking to take it inside. Carves his way through, gets it to go. Now up to 27 points, Joshua Del Rosario. 2.5 to go. The lead now 19 for Alberta. Shot no good for Flaman. Didn't really have the angle. Del Rosario gonna spot up for 3. He hits. Del Rosario putting the Alberta squad on his back in this one. Strong start to the game for Del Rosario when Alberta struggled a bit out of the gate, and a strong finish as well. Nice take here. Flaman gets that one to drop. He's up to 20 points to lead the way for Saskatchewan. 13 for Hornoy. And what's looking more and more like it's going to go as a Saskatchewan loss, and a clean sweep of the gold medals for the boys and girls team at the Western Canada Summer Games.
Right,
Del Rosario buries another one.
Is that 33?
I'm gonna have to do some math and get back to you. You were right, 33. By my admittedly somewhat unofficial accounting.
You're like a calculator. That's some quick math.
Thank you very much. Foul underneath on the Johnny Brown drive. He'll be heading to the free throw line. And Alberta will be heading to the medal ceremony with some gold medals around their necks.
Top of the podium.
The lead 23, time getting short, not much Saskatchewan can do at this point.
Del Rosario is going to have a seat now. His work is done.
Alberta will get into their bench, give some of their younger players a chance to see the court in this championship final. Nice touch from up top. Zach Olsen hits for 3. Number 1, Luka Lazic has checked into the game for Alberta. Interesting story. Gabe Humilde wearing number 7. Playing in this tournament, this is Humilde. Snaps it around. Humilde playing in this tournament at 13 years of age.
What were you doing
Just
at 13?
5'3". I wasn't playing basketball in a Western Canada Summer Games championship game, I can tell you that.
This is a big deal for Humilde.
Yeah, Humilde just 5'3", but still a lot of time to grow. And talking to assistant coach Kenneth King, he said his older brother, Humilde's older brother, actually could have been on this team as well, but he ended up making the under-17 team for Alberta. So tells you just how good of basketball players there are in the Humilde family. As Gabe ends up making the 16 and under team at the age of 13. Josh Cook, well off the mark on that three-point attempt. 45 seconds to go. Well, the final score won't really reflect that this was, for much of the game, a pretty close one. Saskatchewan had the lead throughout the first quarter. The big buzzer beater from half court to take a 5-point lead into the second. Shot won't drop for Topaz Nani, or pardon me, Topaz Nani of Alberta. Saskatchewan getting into their bench a little bit as well, some of their younger guys. That's Tino Chikukwa wearing number 12 for Saskatchewan. This is Thomas Barkman underneath. He loses the handle. Ivan He comes away with it. Three-point take, no good for Zach Olsen. And now Alberta can dribble out the final couple of seconds. A clean sweep of the gold medals for Team Alberta, 90-70. The final score as the men's team wins gold just as they did on the female side. A great experience at the Western Canada Summer Games for both the male and female teams that came here from Alberta and won gold in hostile territory.
Yeah, very strong performance by Alberta today on both sides. The females first and then the males. This game here was close for about 3 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter they really pulled away and really put this one away.
90-70 the final score. We're going to take one last break. You are watching live Western Canada Summer Games Championship Basketball on Shaw Spotlight. Back live inside Swift Current Composite High School in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. A great doubleheader of live basketball on Shaw Spotlight, and a great day of basketball. If you're a Team Alberta supporter, we'll get another look at some of the highlights from an outstanding game for Team Alberta. Man, what can you say about the job Joshua Del Rosario did? Ends up with 33 points in the game for Team Alberta. Really put this team on his back in the early going and then in the late going, hitting from outside as well as showing a nice touch on the inside.
Yeah, he had himself a really big game. So too did this guy, Noah Flaman.
Good block there, nice touch from Elijah Hastings, staying with it. Noah Flaman, you're right, ends up with 20 points in the game in the losing effort for Saskatchewan. Drayden Hornoy with 13 points for Saskatchewan.
He's got some swagger, Drayden Hornoy.
Absolutely. Final score, as we say, won't really reflect it, as it goes as a 20-point loss for Saskatchewan. But this one pretty close throughout. Saskatchewan led for much of the first half, but Alberta really put it away in the second. There's that man again, Del Rosario. What a great touch. So now all that's left to do is to hand out some hardware, and the color is gold for both the girls and boys teams from Alberta. Impressive performance, especially, as we say, coming in to hostile territory. Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Alberta playing Saskatchewan in both final games, and Alberta rises to the occasion in both games.
They did. They rose to the occasion, and you mentioned the hostile environment. The crowd here was great.
Yeah.
You could have mistaken this for a Rider game. They were all over this. They were making noise. They were getting the energy up, but ultimately Alberta was just too much. Both sides.
Congratulations.
And the males.
Absolutely. Congratulations to both Alberta squads coming away with gold. Silver for both Saskatchewan squads at the Western Canada Summer Games. Outstanding efforts on both sides. A huge thank you to everybody in Swift Current, as well, of course, as the organizing committee for the Western Canada Summer Games here in Swift Current, for making us feel so welcome and making it so easy to put these games on for you today on Shaw Spotlight. That's going to just about do it for our coverage from Swift Current. On behalf of Blaine Evans, the whole Shaw Spotlight team, I'm Simon Height. Thanks for tuning in for live championship basketball all day long. We'll see you soon.